Hey, there we go. There we go. There we go. I don't know why, but my computer constantly wants to mute my fucking microphone. God, I look like shit. Let's move you over here. You over here. Okay. Good enough. Man, about the computer. Let's see. Somebody was asking me about the hats from Hats in the Belfry. If you want a hat like this, it's. I think this one ran me about $100 after shipping and everything, and you have to send your head size in. It's like they make them to your head. They don't sell. Well, they don't sell this style a la carte. So like what I wanted when I was getting married, I wanted to get married in a top hat and tails, right? Like, so I got the tails, I got the top hat, got the cane, and I ended up getting married in the top hat and tails. But I rented everything else from Men's Warehouse. They didn't offer a top hat, so I went out and bought a top hat on my own, and it's this one right here. It needs to be cleaned. No, it's a Carolina Hurricanes shirt. Hey Garrett, hey Jordie, I'm glad Grayson's back home. So glad he came back home. Me too, Garrett. Me too. Yeah, this is just a hangout stream. Like honestly, like I didn't know what to do. Like we just got back in from gig work. I need to stream and before and make what money I'm going to make before 12 because like I got to go to sleep early. I got somebody coming by to work on the house tomorrow. I also have the Woody stream and I have to go to the DMV. So like I got to pretty much work on no sleep tomorrow. And then I got to do all that shit again. Did I hear about DSP surgery? I have not heard about DSP surgery. Let's see. Dark side fill surgery. All I see is people trying to say Dark Side Phil lies about his back injury. What surgery does Dark Side Phil y'all guys think he is messing up with? This button probably needs to come out. Feel good production. Sorry, pimp. Man, it's been super busy here, man. Glad to see you, and I hope you're doing well. Love the top of him. He looked like a British Lord of Pimps. Dude, you got to get around to me. Message me on Discord. Need a knife of some sort. Choose a house key. Do I own a chocolate factory? No, missed a donation. Peyton Manning, I did. But thank you, Phil. Cash, dude. Thank you for the $10 as well. Let's see. Did nice hat sell for $500? You can buy this hat new for about $100. You don't need to buy this one for $500. You can get your own personal one without all the extra stuff. Have you ever played Team Fortress 2? What would you take to play it? I don't really like first-person shooters, man. I know I say that all the time, but like I like honestly from the bottom of my heart, I'm so burned out on shooters. And a lot of it's got to do with I'm just not at the top of my game anymore. I mean, like I never really was the best of the best. But like it's not even like in a world where I can pretend that I'm good. Right? Skill-based matchmaking has kind of ruined a lot for it's kind of ruined a lot for that. Our healthcare system only cares about people with money or good insurance. Dog, you ain't gotta have money, all right? Don't even gotta have money. Like healthcare don't give a fuck about anything but money. They don't care about the people with money, right? Like if, well, Donald Trump's a bad example of this, but let's just say like an average millionaire, Joe Blow millionaire, gets sick, right? Because there's a lot more millionaires than people would like to admit. There's a lot of people that are millionaires that live squarely in the middle class. And like you'll be like, well, middle class millionaire, that's no such thing. I mean, like, you're not liquid $1 million, all right? But between your 401k, your house, and you know, a series of other choices, there's a lot of people that are probably on paper a millionaire. Different people show it differently. Not everybody's the island boy. I would do dollars to donuts. I'm worth more than the island boys. That's not me trying to flex. I just don't like look at I don't know if you guys watched a fight recently, but a guy named Charleston White made fun of one of the island boys, baby. I can't tell the island boys apart. Don't give a fuck to, right? Pick which tattoo you want to identify them with. But he fought one of the island boys, and he ended up winning. Charleston's a one-eyed 50-year-old man that smokes cigars. So he's in very good shape, right? 140 pounds maybe. Knockout king. Well, island boy, who's like 22 years old, 23 years old, went in there and lost this man and wanted to quit in the second round. And it's like, okay, I was entertaining. I'm not upset about the money I put into that. All $0 that I invested into the watch this. I was pretty happy with the entertainment product. Charleston White got paid considerably. I'm sure the Island Boys did too. And Charleston White, since then, has been doing all these vlogs. Just money. Money. Like, I happen to have money in my pocket right now. But like, I don't got hundreds, but like Dr. Gray, but like, let's just say it's like He's just on the screen, just like this. It's like counting money, counting money, counting money, counting money. You know, just counting money. Yeah, I'm flexing $20 bills. Grayson, Daddy's trying to stream right now, baby. I'm not yes, balls. There you go. Now I haven't watched the new Jurassic World. But Charleston White and all them, they got paid more than me and Boogie got paid, regardless. But they got paid. I ain't hating. Make your money. But it's like it's sad to see Charleston White and the Island Boys fucking dude. Matter of fact, let's look at a video. Let's look at a video. Let's watch one, right? Island Boys counting money. Like, this is the funniest shit to me. Absolutely funniest shit. Let me just go to YouTube because I got YouTube Prime. All right, we're going to watch a video here. You guys ready? This is the shit I say I'd never do on my fucking channel. But we're going to watch a video. All right. Watching a video. Okay, thank you. So, press absolutely okay. I'll put $5 in. So what's the new total?
$3,043.80.
Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Look how he does this shit. This is so fucking kindergarten. 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How much?
$3,043.80.
Oh, okay. We'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That man's looking at this guy like the public school system has failed in Florida. And like he's looking at him like he did something big. You guys remember when they did that boxing video? They did a boxing video, and they were like, "Let me show you my boxing technique." Like, poo, 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 poo. It's like T 100% is it has retard energy on it. Let me set this straight for you, right? First off, if you got that level of scratch, right? These guys have made millions of dollars, right? They got paid $3.5 million to kiss each other each, right? $3.5 million each for that kiss that everybody's like, oh, everybody clowns on them about. They got paid three and a half bands. So like they got money, right? They got money. They charge, I think, fucking what's the dude, man, that half owns Steak? That's the streamer. God, it's not Trainwreck, but the other guy. Aiden Ross, right? Aiden Ross paid them like $5,000 per cameo. I know Dana White's paid $5,000 for a cameo for the Island Boys. It's like these guys sucker people into this fucking money, and I envy them, right? I'm envious of how they make this fucking cheddar, but like they're so dumb with the money, just so dumb, right? I don't blame them. I'd kiss any motherfucker in the world for $3.5 million. I would kiss a dude after a bukkake on his fucking mouth for $3.5 million. Motherfucker, there's a lot of fucking, antibacterial assault that can be put on my mouth for $3.5 million. Like anybody that says they wouldn't, you crazy. You crazy. But these dudes need to pay for some schooling, right? They don't need four-wheelers. They don't need Corvettes. They need schooling, right? and they financially illiterate, right? If you got that level of money, you put that shit into like an investment account and you borrow against it, dog. You don't touch the principal, right? Nothing that you're buying in that store for $3,000.43 or whatever the fuck that man said, is worth destroying your principal like that, especially if you're going to carry around. Like, how much money you think that was? That had to be at least $8,000 he had on him, right? It looked like $8,000 because I remember when I was a dumb kid, when I first got YouTube money, my first YouTube check. My first big YouTube check was something like $28,000, right? Something like that. $28,000, $30,000, something like that. I remember going and getting a knot of like $5,000 and putting a rubber band around it. Just a fucking stunt. I called that my walking around money, right? Some walking around money. And like these dudes are doing this and buying all this shit and they're renting projects. I remember fucking X-Jaws. This might be dating me now. A lot of you guys might not remember X-Jaws, but X-Jaws used to be big into stocks, and he would do the YouTube money, and he made a lot of money on YouTube, and he would go out there and he would rent these houses in California that cost $26,000 a month, and he was dating like a porn star while he's in the death throes of his career, right? Like he was living off of borrowed time with money that he had amassed from previous fame. And instead of like putting it and investing in his life, he had like a drug addiction, a very expensive rental house, and a porn star girlfriend that half of the West Coast have plowed. And it's like, dog, put that money in the fucking bank. Use a debit card. And the best, put that money in the bank, use a credit card that or some type of like bank issued debit card that goes against a loan that you have against the principal of the money. Why are you touching the principal, right? Like it is what it is. Like Rest donated $5. Hey, Avery can kiss my ass. That's the only kiss he's getting. Brandon, how do you feel about fans showing up to your house to meet you? Seems like a cool idea a while ago because you grew up with you on YouTube. I think it's awesome. It wasn't sure your thoughts. Brandon, if you let me know ahead of time and you make plans with me, more than happy for you to show up and meet me, right? I'm not afraid of anybody. It is what it is. I'm nicer in person than I am on the internet. On the internet, I'm always kind of fucking jaded. Paying for an erection. Dog, did you see that shit? I remember Charleston White called out a rapper that was paying like $12,000 for like high value escorts and shit like that. I'm like, dog, there's too many people giving it away for free to pay for it. Like, what the hell? I'm a 400-pound land monster, dog. When I fucking breathe in and out, I make tangible calories fucking happen. I would never pay any amount of money for sex. Not happening. Enjoying this type of stream. Hope you enjoy more like your future. Hope you and Taylor go good. I don't know. I'm just trying to make some shit up. Bro, Pickled, you are so annoying. Who's Pickled? Oh, Pickled Impure Wings. I got to ask, why hasn't your mom signed the house over if you paid for it? We ain't got to ban Pickled Impure. I don't know if you banned him or not. The reason my mom hasn't signed over the house with me, and I'll tell you the honest truth of it, is she is greedy, right? And I'll say this to her face, right? Me and my mother always work best if we love each other from afar, right? I'm cool with like going to her house and spending a couple hours, or like going to a Thanksgiving dinner or something of that nature. Me and my mother being around each other, we're too much alike, right? The only difference is I have the brain powers to make things happen, and she never did. Like she ended up having like 3 kids from 3 different baby daddies, blah, 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 blah. She grew up the single mom life, and she did it all on her own. Like, and she did a good job raising us, right? She did what she did well with the circumstances she were given, but like she's afraid that she won't own anything because every time she's always walked away from something because of love, right? And like this house, for example, she was about to sell this house for, market value and probably sell it at a loss because she had just got into the loan of the house before I took it over. And there's a whole family fight with that shouldn't happen on the internet, right? Regardless, I chose to take this house over. If I wouldn't have took this house over, I would have bought a house for $130,000 in a subdivision. right? And that would have been my house I was streaming on from the day versus this. I've actually spent more money into this trying to keep her credit good, only for her to want to fuck me at the end of all the loans, right? Regardless, it is what it is. Sometimes you pay more money to keep the peace in the family, and that's what I do, right? I deal with things so it kind of keeps the peace. Hey, with Lockout Live is not the same without your presence. You're an integral part. I'm what you're familiar with. Give Rastoff a chance. Nub says, why aren't Kelly's parents giving us the truck? I don't want them to. Like, perfectly honest. Like, here's the thing, right? I'm not entitled to anybody's stuff. Money, time, effort, what you've took your time to amass in life, right? I'm not entitled to your stuff. And I'd rather buy the truck than have it be a fight who gets it when they pass on, because I don't want anything of theirs, right? They can leave me and Kelly nothing. Absolutely nothing. They can sell all their land, they can spend all their money, they can go on cruises, but do what they want to do with their money. They worked their whole lives for it. I'm entitled to none of it. But if Kelly wants her father's truck that she remembered growing up in as a little girl, and the truck she drove to high school with, and everything like that, and I have the means to get that for her, I'm going to do that. You know why I'm going to do that? And instead of getting mad that I have to pay them money, because one, I'm giving her parents money that might help ease like their life, right? I don't know their money situation. I don't know what the end goes in and out in their household. But if they want to sell the truck and the money, and they value the money more than the truck, that's okay with me, right? And then at the end of the day, there's no debate. I paid for the truck. The truck was sold before they passed on. It is mine and Kelly's truck now. Makes it simple. It all works out. That's the way I live. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I live life. That's why I'm not care. Like, I'm never going to be like, you should just give that to me because you're going to give it to me anyway. That's a fucking spoiled ass child comment. That's what that is. Great seeing you in a good mood, Wings. Love this type of stream with the top hat and the conversation. Good for you, man. Have a great night. Well, dude, thank you for the $5. It is what it is. I mean, like, this is just like a filler stream to me. Like, I come into these streams not knowing what to talk about. They say you're too autic for car shows. You'd bother people. What does autic mean? AUTIC. Let's see if we can see if that's an English word. I bet you learned that in anime. Define autic. I want to say it means autistic. The AI overview automatically went to autistic, but I think you misspelled it. I mean, I'm not going to... Can I man spread into the Z71? Well, I'm assuming you mean the Trail Boss, which is the Z71. Yes, Trail Boss is huge. I mean, like I took like 2 computers, like 2 wardrobes, actually 3 wardrobes, actually 3 computers, 3 wardrobes, 3 people, and then I put Boogie and Mike's stuff in Houston on the back of it. Like, Trail Boss is fucking huge on this side. Like, trucks nowadays are fucking sweet. Yeah, you broke your ankle today? That shit sucks, man. Have I heard of Slate trucks? I have. I have heard of Slate trucks. There's not much to talk about on Slate. I'll do a little quick rundown for people who don't know what we're talking about. Slate is a truck company created by Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, that's designed to be a modular platform truck. Modular meaning it's all made the same, and you can put things on and off. It's made on an assembly line, basically. So you have an electric truck that doesn't put out very much horsepower, has like a 200-mile range, and it's supposed to be under $20,000, which I think now it goes up over $20,000. But it doesn't come with anything. Like, it comes with roll-up windows and whatever is required to be on it from government standings. Hey, Chill, thank you for the 10. you're too autic to understand AI podcast. I feel you. I feel you. But they're all like 2-wheel drives. They're all base and like they start at like 19,000. But 19,000 gets you something you probably don't want, and most people probably don't want. Right? You get a truck with roll up windows, no radio, no air conditioning that can you can seatbelt yourself into. Right? To me, like air conditioning is a requirement. Like there's a few things that I want on a car. Like absolutely, positively, it's non-negotiable. Power windows, power locks, air conditioning. Those are the three things that if a car doesn't have it, I don't own it. I'm not going to own it. Right? Well, I say this as I'm about to buy a truck that air conditioning doesn't work in, but I'm going to fix it. It has the ability to have air conditioning, and it has power locks. But like air conditioning is one of those things that my car has to have for me to actually want to pay money for it. So with that being said, like the Slate truck that they're claiming like, oh, this is a $21,000 truck. No, it's going to be a $30,000 truck. And once you get into $30,000 on a Slate truck, you could go get a Maverick and have a lot more features and be better made for the same money. That's the problem Slate's going to run into. That as once you option the truck the way you want it to be optioned, it's going to run into the category of like Mavericks, and like Toyota's supposed to have a little mini truck coming out where like they're going to be similar in price and they're going to be much nicer and much well made by a car company that makes cars versus a company that pretends to make cars. You don't know about power windows or locks? Yeah, I can, like it's not a super requirement, but like it's a really like it's a downer, right? Like the amount of money you got to pay for cars nowadays. Like if you get into a car, if you like, Richie, let's say this. Say you're going to a car lot right now, and you go into the car lot, and there's a truck right there. It's a mini truck. It's like a little baby S10, and it's $25,000. Do you not stick your nose up at the fact it doesn't have air conditioning or power locks? Are you really going to want to pay $25,000 for something that doesn't have air conditioning or power locks? I mean, like just to being able to like pick your key fob up and like press this to unlock it. Right? This is a remote. I just press a button on the door on my truck, but this is like keyless entry, like complete keyless entry. I forgot what they call it. They have some other name. Because like all I gotta do is like press a button on the door of my truck. I never had to go pull my keys out of my pocket. Just press a button on the door of the truck, unlocks all the doors. I get in it. I get out the truck. I walk away from it. It locks itself. I'm just saying, it's like even then, if you see a truck without power windows, like granted, power windows is a reliability on older cars. Unless you're like me, it fixes those things, right? Like I fix power windows on my older cars because I like having them. I don't want to be the dude that has to open his fucking door at McDonald's. Everybody's seen that dude that opens the door at McDonald's. Do you want to be that guy? Passive entry, yeah. What's the best car to crush in? I'm assuming crush means get some pussy. Ford F-150 and up. Like any number, F at any number above F-150. The Fords are fucking ginormous in the back seat. Like they got a flat load floor. They don't have like the drive shaft hump or the transmission hump. Um, yeah, you can get down in the back seat of a fucking Ford F-150. As far as a Ford fucking Ranger. If I ever Have I ever gotten some kitty cat in the bed of my truck? No. I've gotten it in the back seat though. Like I have gotten. Oh, I think the only truck I ever had sex in was the same truck, and it was 3 times, by 2 different women. And it was my 2012 F-150. That's how I gave you that answer. Like the Ford F-150 is just back seats. If it can handle me and the women that I pull, it can handle you and your Philly too. AI Pockets, have you ever considered if when Kelly is out spending your money, if she's with another man, she's emotionally cheated on you 3 times? No. Why would you say some stupid shit like that? First off, that's accusing me of not knowing where my money's going. I know where every dime is spent in the Jordan family household. Like anytime money is spent, it comes to my phone. I have spreadsheets that I keep on my computer. I've got savings accounts. I keep track of the money good, right? I don't put budgets on her by any means. I've never like, hey, make sure you stay within this budget. I don't do that. I consider that emotionally abusive, right? But I just try to keep us working toward the same goal, right? And that goal is we never have to choose between food and medicine. That's why I complain about it constantly. You act like I complain about. I big up a lot of my complaining, right? Because Kelly's good. Kelly's good about a lot of things. Like Kelly watches the Dave Ramsey podcast, and like we both are on the same page when it comes to wanting to save money because we know. Matter of fact, we were joking today that what happens because we don't have kids, right? And so we have a bunch of like nieces and nephews that will be wanting to fight over anything that we have left. And I told her, fuck it. There's 2 ways we can go about doing this. We can either have a tournament in the front yard when we're about to die. Like we know we're about to die. We're sitting on the front porch. Let's have a bare knuckle boxing tournament in the front yard. Boys and girls, right? There are gonna be 2 winners, girls and boys. They could fight. Whoever wins, they get in the wheel. Or the other alternative is whatever animal that we have at that time, whoever takes the animal gets everything. So like and the idea is we don't tell anybody about that clause. It's whoever is willing to take our animal gets the entire estate. That's another thing. What is a palindrome? It's a word that's spelled the same way forward and this backwards. Um, Hey Thomas, thank you for the $5. Good to see you. I miss you on Local Live. Told Boogie jump 14 feet off a dock onto water. More like fell. I watched that, but to call what Boogie did as jumping is being very very gracious and very very disrespectful toward the words jumping. Boogie meandered towards the edge of the dock. The dock let off a sigh of relief as the 350 pounds of blob cascaded down and made wolving sounds and landed into the water. Motherfucker, I would be afraid that the water isn't deep enough because you know Boogie sank like 20 fucking feet or some shit like that, right? Like that shit hit is like a rock getting thrown into the fucking pond. Where where the water like retracts and goes in and goes and does that fountain thing. See, Wings, will you get a chance to restart your life? What would you do differently? Not eat everything on the fucking planet. Come on, bud. Ask me a bit more serious question. Any games I'm looking to string, Anthony? Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered. That comes out in September. I want to stream System Shock 2, but I know nobody will give a fuck about it. Like, nobody gives a flying fuck about System Shock 2. I simply said, the winter cleaners get tired of seeing their own reflections all day. Fun fact, I don't know about that, but I did do some research. You ever wondered why almost all car dashes are black? It's because they reflect the least off the windshield. I learned that the other day. I'm like, oh, that's neat. And for the guy that was questioning me if I knew what a hyperbole was, I wanted you to interact with me more because much like your sex life, a hyperbole is something that shouldn't be taken seriously. It's a statement that shouldn't be taken seriously. Hyperbole. I know how to pronounce this. Hyperbole. Well, me and DSP ever collabed? I wouldn't put it out the running. My problem is I'm just never. I'm kind of a depressive person, and I don't really do a whole lot when it comes to interacting. Woody streams didn't work because you complained about your trolls the whole time. Did you ask about him one time? Multiple times. I actually got a question I'll ask about him tomorrow. By the way, the Woody stream tomorrow is pushed back to 2 p.m. I forgot that I had home construction happening on the same day that the Woody thing was happening. So I messaged him earlier and asked him if we could push it back a couple hours. So there's no like drills and shit going off. Can you tell me about the Roush I had? I had a 2008 F-150 Limited. It was 294 out of 5,000. It had a stage 3 Roush in it with an 8-pound supercharger. I don't know what horsepower it made. I mean, I've seen what they claimed it made, but it didn't feel like it made that amount. They claimed that it made like 545 horsepower or some shit like that. And my current truck makes 420, and my current truck feels faster. Like, honestly, it just feels faster. What profession would you do if you got a restart in life? And are you let me ask this question. Do I get all the knowledge I have right now as a baby? Or just I have to I have another chance of life knowing that I fucked up? The cheat god's a fake one right now, by the way. He's just trying to make people upset at people. I've been doing this shit for 17 years, dog. I see right through you. Fill in the blanks. Don't be a blank. If you blank your blank to your sister, why doesn't Kelly like your sister? I don't know what the blanks, fill in the blanks is. Why doesn't Kelly like my sister? Same reason I don't like my sister. Like, she does her best to be a bad person. And I don't want to get further than that. It's all personal. Like she tries hard to be a bum. And she never tries to fix being a bum. No, my sister don't live with me no more. She lived with me until she wanted to. And the thing when she lived with me recently, it was to help her get her life back together because like I don't want her to be in like any kind of abusive relationship between her and her current husband, right? Be it emotional, verbal, physical, whatever it might be. I wanted her to have a spot to get out of that relationship. But when she got here, I seen she was fucking up, right? She got food. I don't want to talk about everything, but basically she got herself her own little food nest, and she wasn't taking care of her kids. She wasn't spending time with them. She was running after men. And like, I'm like, dog, you still married. Don't bring guys into my house. You know, shit like that. And it got to the point where it was like, I had to ask her to leave. Like, you're not welcome. I'm trying to do this for the best of you. And you're taking my kindness and abusing it. Harriet died pickled, imagine. Like she's been dead for about 3 years now. Why do I need Lummox's good work? I got AI podcast money. Look up the game Northgard. It's like StarCraft Big Pimp. I haven't been into RTS in a long time, man. Gunslinger Levi had a heart attack. Harriet had a brain aneurysm. Why did I do a family video with sex toys? Why do you go back and look at all this shit? First off, it's fun, right? It's like, look at this shit. Look what these motherfucking old ass women have. Right? Like, why do you have these things? It's fun. You're supposed to look at it and laugh. You're not supposed to like judge people based on it. Check out your political dildo pillow. And you'll be suffocated in your own ass wings. I don't even know what you're trying to say. Thoughts on the new Superman movie? Who the fuck watches Superman? Like, first of all, I know I've told this story a bunch of times, but I'll tell it a fucking again because it's a stupid ass story. The last Superman I watched was technically Superman 6, right? It was the reboot of Superman in 2006. And in that movie, there's a scene where like Lois Lane is like on a plane and the plane is going to crash and the plane's in a fucking death spiral. It's like, whoa, like an old World War II cartoon plane just in a death spiral, right? Superman's flying up. He's got his dick radar on. He's like, oh shit, my hoe's in trouble. So he flies up there and he grabs the nose of the plane and he like catches and he's like, and like he's struggling, and this plane's heading right for a full baseball stadium that has a game in play, and everybody in the baseball field's like looking up. It's like, oh no, it's Superman, and he's like, the nose of the plane like rips in, and he's like, he stops it just as it's about to hit the pitching mound and lays the plane down inside the baseball stadium, right? And it's like, whoa, that was a good scene. That was like an exciting scene, you know. Well, anybody that knows Superman, we all know what his weakness is. Besides Lois Lane's snatch, his weakness is kryptonite. For motherfuckers that don't know out there, he's weak against kryptonite, which is like this glowing rock that comes from his planet Krypton, which he's from, right? But for some reason this saps his power. So Lex Luthor, the big bad of the movie, they're the heavy. He has an entire island made out of kryptonite in this motherfucker, right? Entire island. The whole thing, dog, is just kryptonite. How did he get this much? What is the Lex Luthor space plan looking like? How did he get this past international? How did he get this into international waters? Who the fuck knows? But you know what Superman did? He said, fuck this noise. I ain't letting you have this much kryptonite. He went under the water, went to the bottom of the island, and picked the bitch up. Just picked the whole island up. He's like, and you know, it's all out here trying to make you think like they're doing something big. It's got the Superman music. It's like, dun, 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 you know, like he's like coming out of the water, picking this island up. And I stood up in the fucking movie theater. I said, how the fuck did he have so much trouble with the plane? Like, if you could pick an island of an item up that's supposed to sap your strength, how is a passenger plane supposed to be this fucking like intense? It's like the stupidest shit. Like, what do you expect is going to happen at a Superman movie? What's going to happen at a Superman movie? You think some guy with a minigun's going to fuck Superman up? No. Do you think somebody's going to like, you know, get the fucking Hellcat out and outrun Superman while he's like shooting his gat in the background? No. Nothing can hurt this motherfucker. And even when the stuff that can hurt him, kryptonite, comes into the play, fuck it. He'll pick a whole island of the shit up. He's a really good fucking actor. He took really good drama classes in fucking high school back there in old what's it called, Smallville? In fucking Smallville, yeah. And matter of fact, let's talk about this shit, right? Let's take the Superman shit away. Let's take the whole let's forget that he's an alien from Krypton and like he has like, you know, the Godfather as his actual father, Jor-El, whatever the fuck his name is, Marlon Brando. How many times has Superman got punked in a diner? Just fucking punked, right? Like he goes to the diner and there's always some guy that wants to pick on Lois or somebody in the diner. And he steps up as Clark Kent. He has his glasses on. He's like, I don't think you should touch the young lady like that. That wouldn't be very nice. And the guy backhands the fuck out of him or something like that. He just slaps him like he's a pimp, right? Let's remember what Superman actually is. Let's take the Superman alien shit away. He's a 6'2", 20-some-year-old man that grew up on a farm, right? He farmed hay, did the farm lifestyle, had chores. He's a very physically capable, in shape person that you wouldn't fucking backhand in the middle of a diner. I don't care how big and bad you are, what biker colors you had on. He's got that fucking farm strength. Why do people fuck with him like this? It makes no fucking sense. I don't know if you've ever look here. Farm strength is a different level. I'm going to put it out there. Farm strength is a different level. Like when you get a dude that throws hay around and feeds the fucking cows and waters the pigs and shit like that, and you grab a hold of that motherfucker, you feel like a kid. Like those farm boys are strong. And you're trying to tell me Clark Kent, a 6'2" ass young 20-year-old man, is going to get bitched out by like some dude in a diner? Fuck no, he ain't. He going to hit that bitch with a 2-piece and a biscuit. Would I ever trade in the Z71 for something else? Oh my Lord. I've been so about like saving money in the last year or so of my life. Like it is hard for me to do. It's hard for me to want to spend that level of money. Like Kelly's wanting a new car right now and I might give in to her, right? Because I love her and like, you can't take all your money with you. But as for me, I don't think I'll ever willingly buy a new car. In any recent times, because I've seen somebody. I actually am very, very active in the Silverado Reddit, by like helping people like troubleshoot their sounds and stuff like that, and talk about my experiences with Chevrolet. So I've got 20 years of experience, being around and or working on Chevrolet trucks. But somebody came in and they were happy. They just bought a brand new High Country 2500 Duramax. And they said their monthly payment was like $1,600 or something like that. So like somebody came in and they broke it down for, right? If your payments are $1,600 for these terms, this is what your interest rate is. This is how much money you're going to actually pay for the truck. And it was like $142,000, something like that over the period of the loan. If you would have took this money and invested it into the same 10-year period, that $64,000 or $142,000 easily could have been transferred into like $1.1 million. So like if you put this money into a good mutual fund account and you diversified it, you could have had $1 million plus a new truck that you could have bought outright for the sticker price versus having to pay $142,000 in interest. And like that stuck with me. Like being patient and actually learning about your money instead of wanting to get it right now. That's something I've struggled with a lot of point in my life, right? And it made a lot of sense. Like if you're smart with your money, you can have the truck and the money instead of just having the truck and somebody else has the money, right? The bank has the money, right? The bank took all the money you're doing. They're going to reinvest it in other loans that pay higher interest and stuff like that. That's how they have the money to give to other motherfucking suckers like you. Hey, Wings, longtime fan, donating again. I have a question. How do you feel about the large following in the female community? I hear you got a big hoot at She Dogs of Redemption. If I do, can they kick me off with a little piece? Shit, is this some of it? Thank you for the $10. No. I mean, we all drive the Impala. Like, where's the Impala keys? Do I have them here? I have them here. Kelly drives a 2018 Camaro, but that's her both our primary car is the Impala. Like we drive the Impala everywhere. I use the truck for when I wanted. I use the truck to take trash off and go get food every now and then. For the most part, that's why I considered selling it, because at the same time I'd rather invest the money. And like if I invest the money and I want a truck later, I can just go get a truck later, or I can just let it sit there in my yard and depreciate. Like the smart play is to sell it. The dumb play is to do what I'm most likely going to do, just sit on it until it depreciates in value and the sun bakes the clear coat off of it. But at the same time, it's my boss man truck. You can't be a boss man if you don't got a boss man truck. This is my weakness. This is my stupidity stuff, right? No, it's a RS. It's the 3.6 liter V6 RS with the sun and sound package. So it's got the 9-speaker Bose system with the sunroof and everything. Uh, 100% questionable if a straight man can deep throat a dildo. As a straight man myself, I've never even attempted to deep throat a dildo. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever. I guess that's a lie, because somebody sent me one. I don't think I've ever held a dildo outside of its packaging, and that's probably true. Like I've held like dildos in their actual cardboard packaging, but never have held an actual dildo. That might be true. I might have helped my grandmas. Who knows? Who gives a fuck? That video must have done well, right? If you're still remembering this shit. There's something moving under that hat. Yeah, my two brain cells are rubbing together trying to make you guys entertained. You ever thought about becoming a landlord? It's better just to lease property than it is to be a landlord. Be honest. Like buying property, making it perk, clearing it off, and leasing it out is a better play than houses. Good problem with houses, like houses and like I can't say so much about like apartment blocks and shit like that. Is people destroy them, absolutely destroy them. I could tell you the story where like I rented a single wide trailer to this stripper at the Masters Club, and she had a boyfriend that she moved in, which is fine. That's within the bounds of the lease. I did a walkthrough on the 28th, and the motherfucker was cooking crack on the fucking stove. I was like, dog, you can't cook crack on my fucking property. You gotta leave. So I had to evict him. I had to fucking evict him. Neil Cannon, I'm debt free. I am debt free. Other than an air conditioning payment, but I keep the air conditioner payment simply because I want a structured loan to keep my credit up, so it doesn't affect my borrowing power. But I own all my cars. I own my house. I own the land. Everything I have, I own, except my air conditioner. But that's by choice. I could pay it off today. Motherfucker, I don't even have a door. I don't even have a door. What are you talking about? Like, you see the top of the door here? We had to cut into the door frame to fit the couch in here. And I just never fixed it. I don't even have a motherfucking door to my office. You want me to fix a doorknob? Yeah, I ate the door. You've asked me about Alligator Alcatraz 3 times Thompson, and I don't know anything about it. I'm not actually active out here ignoring you. I just don't keep up with it. Like, I try to avoid politics as much as humanly possible because, like, politics and, like, police videos make me sad, right? Like, I hate watching cops, like, beat up on people, and I hate the whole shtick of people, like, harassing cops. Like, I hate both sides of it, right? I understand that cops will shit all over your rights. They don't actually know the laws that they're enforcing. I get this, right? And I get that, but I also get that you get rewarded for doing this by YouTube videos and money and lawsuits against like taxpayers, right? Like both sides are in the fucking wrong, and one side wants to white knight while the other one wants to be deemed the other side evil, right? Like cops are a necessity in society. The problem with like most cop jobs is it attracts like the person that's only good at one thing, violence, right? And they hope to take that person that's good at violence and mold them into like a level-headed person that knows all these like very like technical laws that other people have to go to school for years to learn, right? There's a reason why being a lawyer is like a 12-year endeavor and being a cop is a 12-week endeavor, right? They're not on the same playing field. Somebody's talking about Stephen Hawking had young girls messed up to him. Stephen Hawking, I don't know what you're referring to, and I've never heard of Stephen Hawking addressed in that light. But I want to say this, and joking. This is me joking about Stephen Hawking, motherfuckers. Jokes. The man had game. The man had motherfucking game. How do you have no dick, no upper body, no six-pack abs? Hell, could he even use his tongue? Right? Because like every time I seen him, motherfucker, he was like, "Hello, baby. What are you doing? It is time for daddy's meds. Come to Big Daddy." You know, that shit like that. And like he was scoring nurses. Like he scored women that actually had like had careers and shit. At $5 they had us. The Blade beat my ass, honestly. Blade's a big dude. Blade's a big dude. What is my dream truck? Like if I could have any truck in the world? Oh Man, I don't think I have a dream truck. Like I want to say it's a 2018 Ford Raptor in blue with like the big sound system and the sunroof and everything like that. But there's a lot of issues with those trucks too. There's head unit issues. There's Gen 2 fucking cam phaser issues in the EcoBoost. A lot of issues with those trucks too. But all of it's depreciating asset. Like, who gives a fuck, right? Like, a Big D says the Ram TRX. Well, okay, well, why? Because it's got a lot of horsepower. Shit. What about the Hennessy Velociraptor? That thing's got 1,500 horsepower. You know, at some point, horsepower is diminishing returns. I've always said this. Like 400 horsepower, anything more than that's pretty much a diminishing return. Like, what's the difference between a 460 horsepower car and a 455 horsepower car? Damn near nothing. Damn near nothing. Because horsepower is peak efficiency. It doesn't determine like where the power band is. Do you think I can take the Island Boys on 2 and 1 ring as a 450-pound man? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because I guarantee you this, right? If that motherfucker wants to quit on Charleston White's right hook, I'm going to put him in the grave. I'll put him in the grave, son. There's a reason they weight classes in boxing. I hit a whole lot harder than Charleston White hits. Well, shit, y'all saying Island Boys made $100,000 off the fight they took. I don't need Keemstar. I need Aiden Ross to fucking be my man. Shit, I made 10. There's an extra 0 with Aiden Ross. Shit, let me hit Aiden Ross. Shit. Is there a perfect car that has no issues? The closest you're going to get is like a Camry. All cars have issues. All cars have issues. There's no car that you can just sit there and neglect and it'll just run until the end of time. That don't exist. All right, but like Toyota Camry is the closest you're going to get to it. Who would I want to box if I got paid? I don't want to box anybody. But for the right amount of money, I'll take an ass cutting from anyone. Shit. I don't think there's ever been a Tacoma that went 1,000,000 miles. Let me do a cursory Google search. 1,000,000-mile Tacoma. I see. There is a 2008 Toyota Tacoma with 1.6 million miles. The problem I have, and I haven't clicked on this at all, is the 2008 Toyota Tacoma had needle bearings in its transaxle, in the front differential. It didn't have transaxle. In the front differential, the Stevie axles went into needle bearings, right? That means at some point in 250,000 miles, he's going to have to change the front differential, because what happens is the needle bearings, as the young kids like to say, leave chat. And they usually fuck the front differential up when they do that. Apparently he died. So I'm reading this 2008 Tacoma. The guy had 1.6 million miles. There's a video which I don't want to watch. I need to look into it. I don't see what actual maintenance was done with it, because most of the time when you see a Toyota that goes 1,000,000 miles, they're either referring to like the 4-liter V8 that came in like the Lexuses and like some of the high-end Camrys back in the day, or they're talking about the 4.7 V8 that came in like the Tundras. Like, those are the ones that usually go 1,000,000 miles. Here's a guy with a 1.2 million mile Tacoma but he said he put a new engine in at 880, but the chassis has 1.2 million miles. And another issue with these Tacomas, and like a lot of Tacomas, is they generally, the frames rotted in them. Oh, you're talking about the dude that does hot shot driving. Yeah, I heard about that. He had 257s. No frames don't rot in tacos. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It doesn't happen now. Like somewhere in the mid 2010s, between 2010 and 2015, Toyota fixed it. But from like 2000 to 2015 ish, all those had a frame that would like pull water on it and hold water, and it would break the truck in half. Your Ofo Tacoma outlasting the American truck that it has 800,000 miles. Well, there's about 25 Chevrolet 350s with 1,000,000 miles FPS, Kyle. Like, keep in mind, they're all machines. That's not really FPS, Kyle. It's people fucking LARPing. Whose mom died? Oh, like low tier god? I got you. You notice I don't eat many sweets. I got sensitive teeth. I have sensitive teeth. I don't actually like sweets. Dude, the 2014 Silverado, the K2 platform Silverados, they had a lot of issues. But I own that. I own that generation too. It was nice, to be perfectly honest. I would still own that truck if it wasn't for the 6-speed being shit. Oh, DSP's mom died. Oh, that sucks. What sub was I eating the other day at Look Fire? It's called the Big Kahuna. It's just the basic Big Kahuna from Jersey Mike's. One of their hot subs. Yeah, I drink Coke, but I've switched over to Diet Coke now. So I'm like, me and Kelly try to go on 5-10 minute walks every day now, and I'm switched over to Diet Coke and water. And I'm trying to. I want to lose 100 pounds. That's where I'm at in life. I want to lose 100 pounds. So I'm trying to make slow life changes. Yeast infection, like, I don't think. I wash my face daily now. What year Chevrolet do I like the most? Are you talking about styling? Like if I had to pick a Silverado, if I had to pick any Silverado, I'd get brand new, 0 miles, everything works. It'd have to be like a 2007 Silverado Cat Eye, like LT with like the leather seats and everything. Like that would be like the ideal truck with the honeycomb grill and everything like that. But my favorite styling truck is actually the GMT 900 series, which came in 07 to 2013. Yeah, I've tried Fetramine. But I've always been a GM guy. No, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink coffee at all. If I lost 100 pounds, I would not be 290. I'd be like 330 ish, 330 ish, 325, somewhere in that ballpark. Trucks don't make any sense at all. In what world does trucks not make sense? Just because you don't like a truck doesn't mean that your life is free from trucks. Like even people that want to be like, I'm trying to save the environment. I'm gonna drive my motherfucking Tesla. You know what? You go and drive your Tesla, and guess what? The cheesesteak that you ate this for lunch was brought on a truck. All the components in your Tesla to put it together was brought in from trucks. Everything you buy from Walmart is brought in on a truck. Hell, your house was built by a bunch of men driving trucks. Trucks build America. And just because you don't think trucks make sense means you ain't a homeowner. Now, you can't legitimately be a homeowner and don't own a truck. You don't have to have a full-size truck, but you need something to carry trash, move rocks, put in fucking plants and shit. What do you think the best starter truck is? The one that you can afford. That's the correct answer. The very best first truck is the one you can pay for in cash. Any brand. Like I don't give a fuck what brand you is. There's problems with Tacomas. There's problems with Chevrolets. There's problems with Fords. There's problems with Dodges. Let me tell you a secret, right? They say women are expensive, right? Or certain women are expensive, which is untrue. All women are expensive. There's not a woman on this planet that doesn't cost a lot of motherfucking money, right? You just got to pick one in your price range. Same thing for a truck. All trucks get expensive. All trucks need repairs. Make sure you grab one in your price range. Oh man, I'm not gonna sit here and do a monthly bill for Kelly, but like just Kelly's medicine alone is like a $400 bill. But that's not her fault, right? Nobody asked for cancer. But it's not about each individual woman. Like all women cost money. You're not gonna find a woman that doesn't cost money. She wants to feel pretty. She wants new dresses. They want they want different cars. They want to do things. They like life's expensive. Kelly had thyroid cancer. It was cut out. She's currently cancer free. But like since she had thyroid cancer, she no longer has her thyroid, so she has to have medicine that regulates her. I don't know what it's called. Like she basically has to get. She has a medical concoction. She has like this little Halloween bowl with like 30 different medicines in it, and she has to take. It's a 10-minute endeavor for her to take her medicine, and it basically to level her out, make sure all her body's chemicals are working like they should to keep her in a proper mood. How much does Kelly make a year? None of your business. Yeah, it might be 30. Like I'm guessing 30 pills. I'm gonna go over and under 5. Could be 25. Could be 35. I'm giving myself that big of a difference. I haven't sat there and counted them. No, I just got one. I take a fixer. Who's my favorite pro athlete of all time? Greg Maddux. Am I done with gaming? I don't know. I like gaming. Gaming streams are so much easier to do. I feel like I constantly had to be entertaining when I'm sitting here talking, and like I get tired of it much quicker than gaming. Like right now, I've pretty much exhausted every topic that I brought to the table, and we're an hour and 16 minutes in. It's like, oh, like this is nice when you have somebody to play off of. Like normally, I'd have somebody else to talk about something. I don't have it right now. Maybe we'll jump into the Discord. Maybe we should do that. The hat doesn't make the stream cool or fun. Do you want to see my bald head? Is that what you desire? I'm not Keemstar. I'll show it to you. Do a chatting stream with detractors. That would be fun. God, yeah, for like 5 seconds. Hey, Wings. Why didn't you say that thing to that girl at one time? You're pretending to be a French person in a video game, and you made a sexual innuendo to a girl that was 17 years old and 51 weeks. Okay, it's not that fucking serious, man. It's not that fucking serious. Like, people make jokes, you play off the room of jokes. Read the fucking room. That's what it is. It's like these motherfuckers don't know what to do. Hey, Wings. Why'd you say they don't pay kill already? Which one? I mean, like I've said a bunch of outlandish shit on PKA. Yeah, fuck all them dudes. Like even their own parents don't love them. They live in squalor and shit. The only people they can find to even entertain their personality is other people that have no personality. Like, if you put them all in a fucking room, you couldn't walk into that room because the smell would be a tangible barrier. They don't bathe, they don't get bitches, and they don't have a personality. Their personality is to fuck with other people while pretending that they're against cancel culture. Yeah, I remember X Bottle. X Bottle looks like the fucking poster child for like a vape shop. Like it goes to show you, like X Bottles, the second that the light was shined on him at all, he folded like a cheap lawn chair. The second that anybody tried to fuck with his life, he was out. Completely out. He's like, I'm done. I'm done. Motherfucker, I'm hard as motherfucking rhino skin. I've been dealing with this shit for 9 years solid. Remember 007? I know somebody that won't. His fucking kid. If his baby mama has any fucking sense, she'll tell that kid that her next man is his daddy and have him adopt him. Hard as Chinese arithmetic, boy. Dude, they do that. Like, it's sad, right? It's like right now, like if you donate money to Wings right now, you know what you get? You get like a free video of me pushing Kelly. Like that's what you get. Why are you supporting this guy? Same reason the government supports your whole lifestyle, bud. What was the weirdest, most fun PK interview I did on PK? I can't say we did a whole lot of interviews on PK. I think the most fun was the YOLO boys, but I don't remember a whole lot of interviews on PK. I remember the guy that lied about being a part of like fucking Delta Force and like was like searching caves for Osama bin Laden and shit, and he just straight lied his way through that. That was an interesting concept. We had like Sage Francis on, which is like a personal like hero. Hero is a big word there. He's an artist that I looked up to artistically, right? Things like that. We had Wax and other people like rappers and stuff like that. I was about to get Glenn Jacobs on, but he came off of his injury way too quickly. I wanted to branch out into like wrestling before it was cool. Now like you have kayfabe commentaries and shit like that. But I was never the guy that was into wrestling. I enjoyed it when I was a young man. You think Woody should be canceled for taking the N-word pass from that one dude? I don't give a fuck. Don't care. You're talking about Ari Aspen's boyfriend. She's not even with him anymore. Let's see. Mario Luan Wings. I've been getting into flavored sparkling water like Topo Chico. Would you ever think of trying it? My wife tries to get me into like those flavored water packets that you can pour into a water. My problem is they taste chalky. Right? They have a very chalky taste to them, and they never really quench your thirst like I desire my thirst to be quenched. Like generally when I drink water, I'm looking for like a feeling or sensation. And when you add that flavored water to it, you don't get that sensation. It's not even about sugar. Like I'm drinking, like I buy Deer Park water, right? Reason I buy Deer Park is you get 35 for the price you would pay 32 and everything. And you always get cheated on water, right? Water is almost all profit. Where do you buy Deer Park water? I want to say that Deer Park is more, yeah, like Deer Park is probably more where I'm from because of. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There it goes. It says proudly sourced in South Carolina, Swift Springs, Chesterfield County. Like Deer Park is like South Carolina's water brand. So like it's probably, but like it says right here, 2023 Blue Triton brands, Sanford, Connecticut though. I'm just saying Deer Park is probably more prevalent in South Carolina because it's sourced from South Carolina. But like, yeah. But I buy it because like generally what you're buying is bottles and the Deer Park bottle is solid. Like it's not going to deform. And you get 3 extra bottles for the same price you would Aquafina or Dasani or any of the other water bottles. I don't have diabetes. I don't have diabetes at all. Like what I have is a lot of weight and like some hardening of my spine. Means you know you could lose weight fast. Yeah, if a serial killer cut it off my body, what's the rest of that sentence? You should do a carnivore diet or eat low calories. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Carnivore diet. God, I'm old. Why'd y'all motherfuckers let me get so old? Salvage V8. I have Ozempic in the refrigerator right now, calling out BSN 1775. I just don't like the way it makes me feel. I'd much rather lose it without it. Matter of fact, I've always made the joke, all these people that are starving around the world, why don't we just give them Ozempic and Mounjaro and shit like that? So at least if they're starving, they won't realize it. Because that's pretty much what it is. Matter of fact, the whole body positive movement got killed by Ozempic. Ozempic came off the top rope like Macho Man with a flying elbow drop. Nobody gave a fuck about body positivity if there was an easy way to stop being fat. Ozempic showed that every one of those motherfuckers was a hypocrite. Hell yeah, I cried because my balls hurt a couple weeks ago. That shit scared the fuck out of me. Like if you have a family history of getting cancer and all of a sudden you wake up one day and you find it hard to sit down or move because your family jewels is just hurting, it scares you. And if you say you hard as woodpecker lips in this bitch, and if your balls hurt, you wouldn't care, you a liar. Tyrone, get off that boy. If Brandy popped up right now with my son, would I do the right thing? I'd have questions. I've had two women in my life pop up and say, "Oh, I'm pregnant." Both of them were fucking liars. Both of them were fucking liars. And this is before I even knew that I had low sperm count, right? I always knew I didn't have the sex drive of most men. That was obvious, right? But like the whole low sperm count thing was new to me, right? But both women that popped up saying that they were pregnant, I used a prophylactic on both. And one of them I didn't even get off. So it's like, and the way I do it is like, soon as I'm done, I go to the bathroom and I run water in it to make sure there ain't no holes. No, none of them were black. Damn right. Like that should have make your stomach hurt. You never had a pregnancy scare? Like even when they faking, like the last one I had was in 2018. I had a girl I was messing with, and she tried to tell me she needs abortion money, that I'm in the timeline. And I'm like, I didn't even get off. But she, well, you make the most sense. I'd be like, yeah, but like I'm on at the time I'm on Effexor. Same thing I'm on now. Anybody that knows like Lexapro, Effexor, those type of like mood enhancing drugs, they really affect your ability to like complete the act, right? It is almost borderline impossible. You got to be really, 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 really into it, right? Then you throw like a prophylactic on top of that, and it kind of cuts even more of the feeling. You're kind of just doing them a favor at that point, right? So they come up here, want $400 for an abortion. So I called her bluff. I'll be like, all right, I'll give you the money, but I gotta go with you. I'll pay it at the front window. That bitch had immaculate conception. She no longer had a baby. All of a sudden, my money was safe. I know that's not immaculate conception. It's the opposite of it. That was the whole joke I was making because Mary was supposedly never slept with Joseph but was pregnant with Jesus. You know, and I always make the joke that could it be a Jewish woman cheated on her husband, or that she really had a baby without any kind of conception. They were never pregnant to begin with. That's why I called their bluff. Like, here's the thing with like big girls. Like I've always dated big girls, right? Thing with big girls is their periods are never on the same time, right? Like when you're a bigger woman, generally your periods they happen around the same time of the month, but they kind of like shift. They kind of like fade a little bit and left or right. So like a big girl can be like, okay, I'm supposed to have my period and I don't get it for a week and then I get it next week, right? Big girls can do that. Right? It just I don't know why. I don't have any kind of medical like history about it. But like but like one time it was that I had a pregnancy scare, and the other time was they just lied to me, wanting some money. They knew that I had a little bit of money and they wanted some for themselves. And I called them on it. I'm like, okay, if we're gonna do this, I'll go do it and I'll pay for it at the window. Because like if she was, because like here's the thing, like if it was my baby, and it was 100% my baby, I was gonna go have her take the pregnancy test. If the pregnancy came get good, at that point, if she puts me up there, I should have like father's rights. I was gonna like, no, you're gonna have the baby, right? Because like I think it's fucked up that the father never gets put into that conversation. Like, what if the dad wants the baby? Because I don't agree with abortion myself personally, right? But if I'm gonna have a baby and you don't want my baby, at least have it and give it to me. When I first got my YouTube, I did deal with any gold diggers. Not really. I mean, like I spent a lot of money on like one girl, but that's because I was young and stupid. Young and stupid. I dropped like $80,000 on this one chick. Oh, there's no question. If me and Kelly get pregnant, we're keeping it. No question. no, everybody's like, congratulations. I can't have kids. Kelly is on the wrong side of 35. She's actually 41. She has PCOS, and I have low T with low sperm count. Like for us to have a kid, it's like 1 in a million shot. Well, everybody's like adoption, adoption, adoption. Like the problem with me adopting is once you adopt it, one, it costs a lot of money. It just costs a lot of money to adopt unless you get very special circumstances. You got to go on lists. You got to get background checked thoroughly. And even if I made it through a background check, they'd probably end up taking the kid back from all the time that the trolls would sit there and call like CPS on me or something like that. Like it's something I wouldn't want to put a kid through. Like that's why we do the I don't want to call. We do the kid. That's why I do so much charity work with the kids from like Cancer House and stuff like that. I can't even be a foster parent to a dog because of that one. This thing right here. Her ass is so jealous. Like there was this dog that was like dying at the local shelter, and they put out a Facebook post saying like, "Hey, this dog deserves love. Will anybody like home it until it passes away?" And me and Kelly thought about doing it, but at the same time, we couldn't do it because of Bailey. Grayson maybe, but this one for sure. Like this one gets so jealous. Bailey is 5 going on 6. Grayson is 8 going on 9. I got Grayson when he was 2. I got Bailey when she was born. Yeah, 6 weeks old. She had just opened her eyes when we got her. Like we got her like a week or so early. You want me to make Bailey growl? She don't want to growl. She wants to chase the cat. What was on the menu today? I had a BLT sandwich from Cookout. I'm probably gonna warm up a Tostino's pizza here in a minute. Oh, you see the mark on her tail when I ran over? Everybody makes the joke that's Bailey number 4 because we killed the other 3 Baileys. Well, I didn't wake up till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I can't. So like it's like 7 hours into my day. Do I think Syndicate cheated in the 1v1? Yes. I think Syndicate had a JTAG Xbox and he was walling during our 1v1. Zaxby's is closed at this point. Zaxby's closes at 9. It's not that I still can't let it go. People ask me a question, do I think he cheated? And I do. I've had enough 1v1s, and that was the one outlier that was always different. Like you guys watch me have 1v1s. You guys watch me lose other 1v1s. Right? You guys see me beat players way better than Syndicate. And Lummox never faced me in a 1v1. How did I feel about that? I didn't give a shit. Like, there's so much that goes on in this world. Somebody like fringing on a misdiagnosis of cancer. There's so much more worse shit in this world that happens. Have you ever heard of compound interest? Matter of fact, have you ever seen like a title loan place? Shit, I drove by the title loan place today, and they were making a drug deal out front of it. Motherfucker handed a box of like it wasn't Little Debbie donuts, but it was another. It was the white and blue box of donuts, and man handed him a box of donuts. Took something out and put something back in. Handed the box of donuts back over. The man walks down the sidewalk, pulls out a thing of money. Like, damn, not even trying to hide it. Edmonds, yeah, something like that. I love how you're based on Israel. I don't really know what you're talking about there. Cooking crack rock takes time. Back to the hood. Yeah, bonehead Bob. Get the thermometer for the pot. We got to get this shit cooked. We got to get this shit cooked right. I don't really like politics. I don't like politics. I do like red crushed pepper on my pizza. I do fuck with that. My favorite podcast? I listen to Under the Hood a lot. I listen to a podcast called The Horror Guys. I listen to Creepy. I listen to a lot of horror movie stuff. Oh, ghetto certification card. I think I still got it. Let me see. What did I do with the ghetto certification card? I think I took it out of my wallet because it was deteriorating. No, I don't got it in my wallet no more. It might be in my lockbox. It looks like a lot of money, but there's a lot of ones there. There's a lot of ones there. Like all this is ones. There's like $40 worth of ones here. Why do I need so many ones? I do gig work, like and stuff like that. I do, and when you do gig work, people tip you in money, so you get a lot of ones. I just haven't cleaned my wallet out recently. I'm not getting more specific than gig work. We do gig work, you know, get people's groceries, get people's Walmart orders, get people's Amazon orders, get people's food. that kind of stuff. And every now and then people tip you. About once a month, I'll take all the cash out of my wallet and I'll just dump it into the DoorDash fund. Have I ever seen something unexplainable supernatural happen? When I was a kid, but like, what new car does Kelly want? An expensive one. How about we play a game? What car do you guys think Kelly wants? I'll give you a hint. It's over $40,000. It's over $40,000. The motherfucker's the 92 Honda Accord. Adam got it. Ford Explorer ST. Why did you guess that, Adam? That's a very strange guess. You even guessed the trim level she wanted. Yeah, Ford is having employee pricing right now, and they're also doing the 000 summer sale. And I'm like, yeah, we don't need a new car, but like she's in new car fever right now. My problem is it's a depreciating asset. That's my problem. It's a depreciating asset. But would it be cool? Yeah. But like how reliable is a bored out 2.7? That's what the ST has. The ST is the 2.7 twin turbo bored out to 3 liters. That's all it is. But it, like I said, it's a twin turbo V6 with a rear wheel drive platform. It's like, oh. You ain't got her street race. Like my truck, like I have the 6.2 in my truck. I didn't buy the 6.2 to street race it. I bought it because, you know, nobody gives a fuck about 30 miles per gallon. Nobody you love cares if your car gets 30 miles per gallon. They'll care about 400 horsepower though. It's fun. It's fucking fun. The car we're looking at is currently priced at $52,000. And it's like, whew, that's a lot. A lot of motherfucking money. If I had to do it again, I'd have kept the old car. Like, honestly, if I had to do everything I had to do again, I would have kept my 2018 Silverado and just dealt with the transmission. Like, because, like, honestly, as little as I drive, like, if you take the 3,000 miles I drove, well, 4,000 miles I drove in Texas, from Texas and back, If you took those miles off of my truck right now, I'd have in the 2.5 years I've driven it 8,000 miles in 2.5 years. If you take the 4,000 from Texas off, right? Because like that's all one go. I'll probably drive my truck less than 5,000 miles this year. Why take on a 50K car loan? Well, we wouldn't take on a 50K car loan. We'd put 20% down, and then we'd make payments on it. And we'd make more than the base monthly payment. But like that, the only reason I'd even entertain it is because Ford is doing the 000 summer sale plus employee pricing. So you're getting like the car normally is 61,000, and they're selling it for 52, so it's almost $10,000 off. And then they'll give you 0% interest for 48 months. So like you're basically paying nothing to the bank. You're just paying to get the car, and they're just giving the car to what it cost at what the cost of the company is. Joseph, to answer your question, yes, but I'd have to sell stuff. Like I don't have it liquid, right? The way I work liquidity wise is I only keep 6 months worth of living liquidity. I keep 6 months worth of living, and I have another account where I keep a flowing tab to borrow against, and then everything else I put into a mixture between Roth IRA, mutual fund, or a 401k. But if I had to do it, I could sell stock and pull it out if I had to do it. Do I think Dave Ramsey gives good money advice? 100%. Like I follow Dave Ramsey's advice. Dave Ramsey helped me get out of debt. Like honestly, like the snowball effect. Like I skipped all the dumb shit he wants you to do, like donate to the church and shit like that. But like the snowball effect's how I got out of debt. Like honestly, but between Dave Ramsey and a guy I met during Locale Live that was used to work for Edward Jones and now he works for like Charles Schwab. Like between those two people, I owe most of my wealth to them because I took all the Locale money and I basically snowballed it. Like I was like we were making at one point like $3,100 a month payments on the Camaro. Like we had snowballed it to the point where like we threw every bit of our debt at the Camaro, and it was paid for in like 6 months. And then like I just started rolling money into stocks and dividends and stuff like that. No, I do charity work too. I do charity work too, but I choose to do the charity work for me. I don't believe in giving money to a charity. I believe in like if I want to do charity work, I go do charity work. Like for example, like when like we have a place here called Tanger Outlet, and like during the seasons they'll have massive sales, right? So if I go to like Columbia Outlet, I can get like Columbia hoodies for like $8 a pop, and they're normally like $40, right? So I'll go and I'll buy I'll drop $100 at a time buying hoodies from Columbia when they're out of season, and then when the season changes back over, I'll donate all those hoodies to like either homeless shelters or like place where like orphan kids live or things of that nature. Because like if you ever go to like a place that that has like kids that are orphans, you'll see like them wearing like Paris hoodies and a lot of Walmart shit because people will go out and buy the cheapest hoodie possible, and then they'll get picked on in school for it. So I'll bring like Carhartt hoodies and fucking Columbia hoodies or Nike hoodies and, you know, backpacks that have name brands. So like they don't have to go to school and get picked on, right? They have a high quality, you know, jacket that they can wear and be proud of, right? Because like they have a hard enough life. It's not even about big spending. It's about the giving back. Like I understand it. I have a seat of privilege. Like even when I was making huge money, like when YouTube first came up, I still did it. There's the whole Ashley Seals thing. Is there a way you get money for doing that? No, you lose money doing that. Like even if you write it off on your taxes, you're not getting dollar for dollar. And I don't even file long form anymore. I don't have enough overhead to file long form and it actually matter. Like the marriage discount that you get now under Trump's like tax plan is more than long form in my book. No, you don't need receipts. You need to kiss my ass. That's what you need to do. Kiss both motherfucking cheeks of it. What's up, good band of train wreck? Desi 100% legitimately loves and cares for Boogie. I know a lot of you guys weren't here when we were doing the Woody thing, but I'm gonna swing this hammer of truth one more time. The problem I have with Boogie and Desi's relationship isn't that fact of their age gap. I know a lot of people, first thing they go to is like, oh, a 22-year-old woman is marrying a 51-year-old man or a 50-year-old man, whatever he might be at this point in time in his life. Don't care about that. A 22-year-old woman can marry a 50-year-old man if she wants to. She's a grown adult. That's on her. The problem I have with the relationship is the fact that she doesn't have the life skills she needs to have, and Boogie is not helping her pursue life skills. All this, because all she's looking at is this local life stuff where they're like going around the country, having fun, going to London, going to like New York, Texas, all these other places that we were going to go to, and like living in and out of hotels and always traveling, and the money comes like water, and she doesn't know any other part of life with Boogie other than the period where money comes like water. And what's going to happen is 10 years is going to happen, and Boogie's going to get sick, and Boogie's not going to die right away, most likely. He's going to die over a period of 9 months to a year. And what happens when you die over 9 months to a year is you tend to be in and out of hospitals. You have a lot of doctor visits. You have like an emergency room bill. All this is going to put a lot of financial stress on a person that isn't very financially fluid to begin with. So what ends up happening is Boogie passes on, and she ends up being 32, 33 years old, who can't drive a car and has no job skills, and a house that is most likely going to be paid for, but is going to be saddled with, you know, the local hospital suing them on an estate level, right? She's going to be 33 with nothing but a house with a lien against it. And that's my issue with it. Boogie needs to be teaching her how to drive. He needs to be trying to get her in school. He needs to like get her to build some sort of job career to make her feel good about herself. He needs to make her a sustainable living person. And that's my issue with the relationship. But other than, I don't give a fuck about the age gap. Set her up for success. You can be an adult and not know what the fuck you're doing. I've met 40-year-old men who don't know what the fuck they're doing in life. Like, just because you're an adult doesn't mean you have any clue of what you're doing. That's one of the things I look back as a kid. When I was a kid, I always thought adults were in charge. They know what's going to happen now and shit's going to get done. Most adults I've met don't know what the fuck they're doing in life. They got credit card debt up through their fucking eyeballs. All they care about stunting. I'm not trying to say Boogie's going to die in 10 years, but like it's a good it's a good timeline to build a straw man against, because you don't see too many people that were at 600 pounds in their life live into their 70s and 80s. Like for guys like me and Boogie, checking out like 65 is not something that's surprising. You should attend Boogie's wedding and stop it. If I get invited, I might go. I'll go if as long as it isn't one. If it doesn't turn into like a local live wedding, where it's just a bunch of drunks and people like, you know, having Keem trying to fire Boogie because it's his wedding day or some shit like that. Because that's the ideas they would have. Boogie, I know a way to get $2,000 in donations today. Let's get you fired on your wedding day. And let me be the shit like that. Like Keem will be like the best man and the preacher. He'll fire Boogie at the wedding. And then like everything will come full circle and he'll rehire him out of the goodness of Keem's heart. There's your script for Boogie's wedding. All right, boys. Nature is calling for your boy Jay. I gotta take a stinky. I want to give everybody a special thank you for bottom of my heart. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for continually be here. Hope you guys enjoyed the talk tonight. Don't take everything too seriously. Save your money, man. His single don't last very long. Hope you got everybody a good night. Peace, people.